So it's been over a week since we all witnessed the slap heard around the world. And even though we're only around 8 days removed from that incident, I think it's safe to say that it will go down as one of the biggest moments in entertainment television history. And I think it's also safe to say that this will be a legacy-defining moment for Will Smith. Because people simply do not want to let this situation go. You know, at this point it seems like it's just a big old nasty onion. You know, we just keep peeling back the layers and more stuff just keeps getting revealed. And I gotta be honest with you guys, Will Smith is absolutely down bad after this. You know, he took what should have been one of the highest moments of his career, probably literally his pinnacle with the Oscars win, and he's turned the whole situation into an absolute nightmare. So I thought it would be a fun idea to cover some of the information that has come out since the infamous slap, kind of combine it all in one video so you guys really get the scoop. So first off, around a day after the incident occurred, someone posted this alternate angle where we can see Jada's immediate reaction to the slap. So I know the clip was short, but we can tell that she got a real kick out of him slapping up Chris Rock like that. Now who knows, maybe she just thought it was part of the show. You know, I think at that point a lot of people did think the slap was staged. And it wasn't until Will Smith started screaming like he was having a manic episode that people started to take the situation a little more seriously, and I think people realized it wasn't a joke. Regardless though, the idea that she found this moment amusing just kind of shows how much she really likes to get a reaction out of Will. You know, recently I went back to watch the Red Table Talk episode where they talk about Jada's entanglement with that young kid August. And Jesus Christ, I can't even blame Will for not being the same after that bullshit. She made him look like an absolute idiot, an absolute simp. I mean, it was honestly disgraceful. You know, this whole situation going down also led to this discussion about Chris Rock facing some sort of PTSD, because during his adolescence he was horrifically bullied, and he's talked about time and time again how he never really got over it, and how those times when he was getting bullied were a very defining moment for his life.
You know, the thing about trauma is when you experience trauma, it's not that it's basically whenever you think about it like it's happening for the first time.
Yeah, your body doesn't know when, it doesn't know if it's present, past, or future.
Right. So yeah, therapy's allowed me to put it in the past.
And even though I would say the slap is going to be a positive thing for his career overall because he did show so much professionalism, that isn't always worth feeling PTSD, that isn't always worth feeling some sort of trauma that you've been bottling up for years. So I do feel for the guy who was really just doing his job. Will Packer, who is the producer of this specific Grammys, I actually believe he was the first black man to ever produce the show. He came out and also gave an interview and told about some of the things that occurred behind the scenes.
It sounds like Chris Rock had the ability, the option, to have the LAPD go arrest and remove Will Smith from that theater that night.
That's an absolute fact. The LAPD made it clear, we will do whatever you want us to do, and one of the options is that we will go and arrest him right now.
Honestly, at this point, Chris Rock just has all of my respect. You know, if he wanted to be a petty asshole, if he wanted to make Will Smith look like shit, and really pretty much end his career, he could have said, yeah, arrest his ass, make this the most embarrassing night of his life, make this something that people will really never forget. But instead, he decided to once again be the bigger man, and honestly see the bigger picture.
Walked into the stage. And slapped comedian Chris Rock. That moment came after what we now know was an unscripted joke from Rock about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, who's recently been vocal about her battle with alopecia. Even as Smith made his way up on stage, Packer wasn't worried.
And I thought this was part of something that Chris and Will were doing on their own. I thought it was a bit.
Wow, so even the producer of the Oscars thought that this was some orchestrated thing. He was probably thinking, great, this is gonna be a big moment from the Oscars, everyone's gonna be talking about this. And then Will started yelling and he probably said, oh shit, that was real.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth!
I'm going to, okay?
Once I saw Will yelling at the stage with such vitriol, my heart dropped. And I just remember thinking, oh no.
Like everyone else.
No, not like this. And Chris was keeping his head when everybody else was losing theirs.
Yeah, so Will Smith not only fucked up his own night, But he also fucked with this producer, Will Packer, who was getting the opportunity of a lifetime when he got to produce the Oscars.
My heart at that point was just in my stomach because of everything about it and what it represented and what it looked like and who was involved. I've never felt so immediately devastated like I did in that moment. And I said, did he really hit you? And he looked at me and he goes, yeah. He goes, I just took a punch from Muhammad Ali, as only Chris can.
Immediately back in joke mode, huh? You gotta love Chris Rock, man.
They were saying, this is Battery. We will go get him. We are prepared. We're prepared to get him right now. You can press charges. We can arrest him. As they were talking, Chris was, he was being very dismissive of those options. He was like, no, I'm fine. He was like, no.
Yeah, so it seems like Chris Rock really could have made this situation a million times worse for Will Smith, but he decides to just be the bigger man and try and move on. And Will Smith is actually facing a lot of consequences for his actions. You know, he was supposed to have this biopic coming out, he was shopping it around with all the big dogs, and now Netflix and Apple TV are both saying they want nothing to do with it. You know, this was all kind of part of Will's big master plan. He had recently released an autobiography that I found very interesting, and so this biopic was going to be based around that book. I'm sure this deal was probably in the tens to hundreds of millions of dollars, and this really just might only be the beginning of the backlash against Will Smith. And y'all want to know the craziest part yet about this whole situation? It's that Jada Pinkett Smith herself has come out today and said that she wishes that Will didn't get physical with Chris Rock. So not only did the man slap one of the greatest comedians of our time for telling a joke about his wife, but he didn't even get props for it from her when she was back home. You know, she's probably sitting there talking to Tupac's ghost every night, journaling to him, still writing him love letters and shit like that. All while Will Smith is just sitting there seething, you know, just getting angrier and angrier. Jada Pinkett Smith wishes Will Smith didn't get physical with Chris Rock, but isn't angry with her husband after he slapped comedian Chris Rock for making a joke about her at the Oscars, a source claims. It was in the heat of the moment and it was him overreacting. He knows that, she knows that, they're in agreement that he overreacted. They also allege that Pinkett Smith is not a wallflower, nor one of these women that needs protecting. He didn't need to do what he did, they added. It sounds like her sentiment is basically, hey, I'm sorry my girl got out of control. Next time I will restrain her, that's my bad. And can we stop acting like because it's called alopecia, this disease that she has is so bad? It's literally male pattern baldness, but for women. Men have to endure bald jokes literally on the daily, and no one's ever said shit about that, no one's ever felt bad for them. But because they give it a special little name and wrap it in a bow, you got all these people who are acting so outraged. At the end of the day, it will be very interesting to see how this affects Will Smith's career overall. I personally think people will never see him the same after this. And something that I do find very interesting is that it seems like for black entertainers, when they get to a certain point, it's almost like some sort of force out there makes them publicly embarrass themselves. I mean, I know not all these instances are the same, but we've seen it with so many different people. We saw it with Martin Lawrence, Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart. I mean, I'm telling you guys, the list just goes on and on and on. And for a long time, I thought that Will Smith was kind of just one of the untouchables, but it's been like 2 years of just straight up embarrassing moments for him. It just really makes me wonder what actually is going on. But let me know what you guys think about this situation down below. Do you feel any sort of sympathy to Will? Do you think that he just has what's coming to him? I want to know down below in the comments. As always, also want to thank you guys for watching today and subscribing. And as you guys know, there's some other news out here that needs to get covered. So it's been your boy Tan Superman, and I'm out. Peace!